All right, happy Monday.
¿Qué pasa, mi gente?
I hope for those of you that are in the U.S. and observing, I hope your Memorial Day weekend has been relaxing, fruitful,
Good
fun,
barbecuing.
whatever, you know.
It just sucks for us that it didn't get sunny until about 3.
Honestly, I was talking to a couple of friends locally. I loved having lousy weather the whole weekend. It was like no pressure to go out and do anything. Like we were able to recharge the batteries.
The way I learned about that and the way I always approach the early spring or mid-spring days is because they're cold in the morning. That's prep time. I'm obsessed with barbecue. So like I will barbecue every day if possible. I don't cook inside once the temperature gets to a point because it just makes the house hotter. So these like overcast days are perfect for you to set up the grill, to do the lawn. And by the time, like you said, by the time 3 o'clock comes in, everybody's getting out of work. They come, we do the barbecue thing, we go home.
Yeah, no, Dee was upset all weekend. She was like, we didn't get to do anything. We did the rain. I'm like,
we had a surprise 40th that turned. Well, I'm like half off screen here. Let me get closer to my friends.
Hey.
Right, we're friends again. No, we had a 40th surprise birthday party that wound up being a garage party instead of a outside party, which was perfect, worked well. And then yesterday I had some family come into town. Had a couple friends from Run Club come to the house. Mike and Aaron came out. We were chatting Brighton and all the good stuff there from our Seagulls on Hudson group.
Yeah. And we had a great Sunday. I mean,
Sunday was good. Sunday,
all the groups.
To me, was the start of what I really, really, really want upstairs to be.
Yeah.
Is
everybody at the same
6
time.
or 7 different clubs, all represented, all hanging out, watching each other's games. Like, oh man, I can't believe as they did that, and then going back to my game, or like good. That's what I want.
Dave messed with me yesterday. Again, no names or anything like that. But you guys told me about an aggressive fan that used to come.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked Dave yesterday, I'm like, hey, is that the guy? And I think Dave just thought I asked him a question in passing. So he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that's why I kind of like ignored the fan that showed up yesterday. And then later on that day, he sees the message I sent him and he's like, oh, that guy that was there yesterday? No, that wasn't him. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. So I completely ignored this guy for no reason.
So, if you've come to our watch parties the last few years, if you know, you know.
You know, exactly.
But, no, good group. We had plenty of Brighton support. We had Bournemouth support. We had Arsenal support. We had plenty of Liverpool support. We had Diego's phone going off.
Early Hello Moto. Oh my God!
Yeah, it's work. It's work. I got a party. I'll be back, guys.
Yeah. Who else did we have upstairs? Was that it?
Liverpool,
Arsenal, Bournemouth, Brighton. We actually had no Man City fans. I was surprised.
No Man City, no Tottenham, no Chelsea.
Well, that I'm not surprised by. Those teams that had nothing left to play for.
Listen, the two loudest guys in the Discord didn't even show up.
I know. Ouch. I'll make that a comment in the group chat.
I did. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Hold on.
I gotta look now.
Yeah, and Pear followed it up too. Here we go.
Maybe I commented on it and just
I said what an end. We had a good showing at the brewery, but no Chelsea or City fans today. And Pear posts a gift saying, "You got no fans."
Oh, there we are. Yeah.
You got no ground.
That guy's meme is hilarious. That's if you want some, I'll give it you. Right? Yeah. That's that. Anyway, all right. So today we will cover the final match day of the Premier League season.
What a match day it was.
It was a very fun match day.
Once again, it just goes to show that no matter how set in stone certain games may look, it just the Premier League just flips you on your head.
I was hopeful but confident that Bournemouth could have made it into Champions League just based on what I thought the results should have been.
And all the results you needed did not happen.
No, and so
it's crazy.
When push came to shove, really the only surprise, if you could even call it a surprise in terms of placement on the table, was and we'll talk about it. But Brighton knocking down 2 Conference League out of Europa League, and Sunderland kind of pushing up with a late run there. But all right, let's roll through it. We're not going to talk a ton about some of these games, but I do want to at least cover them. So Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1.
Yes.
24th minute goal from Tri Hume. Malo Gusto with an own goal before Cole Palmer, who was just not named into the England squad, did get a 55th minute goal. And that's where that one ended.
It's an incredible season for Sunderland, who just came up, and they were I was reading somewhere about they're up there in the top 10 or 15 teams that have placed high when they came straight.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and again, we talked about it. Obviously, they were as high as second. They significantly fell off, but I think still overall, this has been a dream season for Sunderland. For the Black Cats to get into Europe. I think they've been in Europe in the past, years and years ago. But for them to get in is certainly a shout for manager of the year and everything that goes along with that. Because outside of a couple players, really, no mega stars that you could hitch your wagon to. It was just, good strategy, good tactics, and good team play. And
again, one of the funniest things, and I think not only are the fans celebrating the Europe berth, but they finished over Newcastle, their rivals, who were talking smack about them finally making it back up to the thing, and it's crazy.
Yes.
DJ Diego with his input from the middle of his phone call saying that's a true team effort there.
Well, at least he's contributing. All right. In London, Fulham hosting Newcastle, who we just mentioned.
Fulham and North.
Very interesting. Again, we talked the last few weeks. Where does Newcastle go from here? Is this a match that they need to win? And with this match, actually, Fulham leapfrogged Newcastle.
Yeah, I feel like Fulham and Newcastle were the true middle of the pack.
Yes.
They were the true middle.
Yes. So Fulham with goals from Issa Diop and Tom Kearney. 2-0 victory. And Newcastle, in my opinion, has some major soul searching to do. Burnley and Wolves, 19th against 20th.
Yep. Wolves had started out right.
They had the early lead, a 4th minute penalty scored by Adam Armstrong, and then Zion Fleming just as the second half started.
I almost thought Wolves was going to jump for a minute. I thought that was going to be the highlight of their season, not finishing dead last. But in the end, they did end up finishing dead last.
Yes. Now over to some teams that do have some top of the table and European hopes. Crystal Palace hosted champions-elect Arsenal. You did notice there was a guard of honor.
Yes. It was weird because there was a guard of honor, but Arsenal also had their entire second and third.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 or 2 players from the starters. That
obviously,
were able to,
for those of you that don't know, resting for this Saturday in the Champions League final.
Yep.
But Gabi Jesus in the 41st, Madueke in the 47th.
Yep.
Jean-Philippe Mateta with a pretty nice goal for Palace to bring one back. And then, honestly, Palace kept pushing. They had that goal disallowed, which would have been...
Yeah, it came off a deflection off an offside. Yeah.
So it finished Crystal Palace 1, Arsenal 2. They did have a very nice and emotional
celebration.
Not a celebration, but reception of the trophy.
Oh yeah.
I don't.
Oh, you're talking about Arsenal. I thought you were talking about because beforehand for 30 minutes they did do City's or Crystal Palace's walk around.
Yeah, no,
and
they.
say goodbye.
I'm talking about they had. And forgive me, I don't know what the actual group was, but it seemed to have been a group of underprivileged is not the right word.
Okay. You're talking about who gave the
trophy? Yeah.
So it is a.
Was it a local hospital?
No. It's a local football association that helps. Kids with needs, children with
special
needs,
so Down syndrome. Yes. I saw muscular dystrophy.
Correct. That was one of their players that has been talking with the team throughout the season.
What
a dream to be able to hand the Premier League trophy to a player.
Yeah,
and I think we can. Sorry to interrupt you, but I think we can say, regardless of of the team we support, the team that wins the title, whether
That's
it was
like-
Man City, whether it was Bournemouth, whether it was Arsenal, whether it was Tottenham.
Yeah.
I think that's something we can all get behind.
Yeah.
Usually you have some official from like the head group or something that normally hands it out.
From the
and they're-
FA and or a former player of that team.
Correct,
And I don't think nobody would have said boo if Thierry Henry was there to give the trophy or
not at all.
something of that
But it's so
extent.
much more
but
meaningful.
to be able to do something like that, I think was really cool.
It's a true recognition after so long, you
Yeah.
know, back to the fans.
One of the cool storylines here, just to sort of side the thing.
Listen,
It's
you
the
are
end of the year.
you're the champion here. You take as much
You're
time
the
as you
union.
want.
So two things. The first thing is that right off the bat, Jesus scored in the 41st minute. And for those that have followed Arsenal recently, when they brought Jesus on is when the switch essentially got flipped in attitude. Right? That's when they started taking second and stuff like that. His first goal came in the first game of his first year against Crystal Palace.
Oh no way, full circle type deal.
Yes. So they're
Nice.
so again, the rumor is, and it's pretty credential rumor that he's going to go back home to Brazil.
Oh,
I did see
He's
that.
going to join his boy club, and his outgoing was a goal at Crystal Palace.
What a way to start.
yeah.
What a way to finish it. though.
Palmeiras, yeah.
right.
I mean, he stuck around, like you said. He fulfilled his promise.
Yeah,
He
they haven't-
fulfilled
they haven't-
his
yeah.
desire.
Yeah,
He
Palmeiras.
wanted
He
this
spent 5
stuff.
years at City, and
Yeah.
he's been now at Arsenal for 4.5 years. So.
Yeah, and he finally got what he wanted. You know, I like that attitude in
Yeah.
a player. Like, I got what I wanted. You know, I want to go back home, and I'm just going to go back home. No matter what money's offering.
5-time Premier League winner.
Yep.
Ah, man, he got what he wanted.
Yeah, he.
good.
The amount of storylines that were behind this win is probably what fueled the celebration the most, right?
Yeah.
But the other thing I wanted to say too is, as a joke, you always heard me say that it is very hard to win 5 straight games in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Arsenal did it
Finally.
after the loss to City.
Yeah.
No. This was their third 5 in a row.
I
This
will
season.
say, hold
this was
on.
their third 5 in a row this season.
Not to toot my own horn,
Yeah.
which you guys know I like to do. But when Arsenal were struggling and Man City were on fire, catching a heater, catching up to the supposed bottlers Arsenal, of the three of us, who had the faith in Arsenal? I know I did. I know Diego did.
I said that I would continue. I would fully support every match they play after the Tottenham win.
Yes,
and
you
they
did,
that.
you
And
did, you
from that
did,
point
you
forward,
did.
But
believe.
I was
No,
on record.
yeah.
We can go back to the VODs. I would continue to say, I know they're struggling,
Despite
but
the
I
Man City
still,
win,
I still think they have what it
Arsenal
takes. I think
Yeah,
they win
no.
the title.
We believed on this year.
And
This
that
year they looked
that was
good. They
going
just
back
looked the way-
to the I think for me the biggest linchpin on that was the Man City Arsenal game.
Yeah.
Even with that loss, I said,
Well, that's where you said it.
right
That's
before
where
that
you said
loss,
it, yeah.
I said regardless, I think Man City wins this game,
Yeah.
but I think Arsenal still win the title.
Yeah, no, it was.
And I effing nailed it.
It was one of those years that was. It was a resolution year for Arsenal. How much do you want it? How much are you willing to come over adversity?
The funniest-
And how much do you get to change the mistakes of the past? That was the thing. The results were just better enough because they're not a bad team. They've never been a bad team. Second every year is not a thing to scoff at. It's just super frustrating. It is because there were just this moment. Like you keep talking about those single moments that were just changed the entirety of the season. And for this year, the difference was like Dave said, and again, let's toot his horn now. In spite of the losses, in spite of those crucial moments when their motivation was tested, they came through. That was the difference this year, and I'm so proud. I'm so happy for it. And that's
The funniest thing is that look at they finished 7 points ahead.
Yeah.
That was not that close a couple games ago. It did not feel that far away a couple games ago.
Right.
And then the other thing is, people are like, oh, they're complaining about how they play and what they do.
Nope.
You had not only the best defense in the league, they scored the second most goals.
Yeah.
For a team that, they don't score goals, they scored the second most.
Yeah.
Just above Man United by 2.
So it is what it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the recognition, the culmination of a process. You know, all these players that are leaving, they
And we
deserve to
finished with a
leave.
higher goal differential than City 2.
Oh, no way. Let's go.
44,
That's
42.
awesome.
So,
That's
all
very weird.
Let's.
But
again,
yes, congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And
I mean,
New Year.
honestly, we covered most of that last week as
Yep.
they did clinch. Obviously, today is more about
The victory lap
the
and then,
actual celebration,
Yes.
the handing of the trophy, which again, great. They'll have all summer also. Obviously with the World Cup,
And
but still to
and what
celebrate
do we
all
think
that.
about Crystal Palace, man? Crystal Palace was one of those teams.
Well,
that-
Crystal Palace has a
They still
pretty
have-
big.
they
They
still
have
have
a
a
massive game on
final.
Wednesday.
Still have a European final. They can still finish well.
So good for them, and in spite of all the things that transpired with them, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was another
Oliver
story.
Glasner's last year, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
gone,
He announced that, I believe, in
Did they announce any
November, December.
replacement yet, or
No, not to my knowledge. Still rumors about Iraola going, which I think would be a mistake, but you know.
Ange, I heard, is looking for a job still.
All right, let's get down to the South Coast. Brighton and Hove Albion hosting Manchester United. This was
gut punch.
It was ugly. I remember we were talking about it Saturday or Sunday
Yes, it
morning,
was.
rather, even before the game, when the lineup came out.
Yeah.
Mike, our Seagulls on Hudson leader, texted me. He's basically said, like, what are they doing? They're cooked. And
Sure enough.
wouldn't you know it, goals from Patrick Dorgu, Brian Mbeumo, and Bruno Fernandes. Also, it should be noted another assist from Bruno Fernandes to now have sole place in the all-time single-season assist record with 21 assists this year.
There is controversy behind it. Did
There
you
al-
see?
there always is.
No. Did you see? So the ball, before it went in, it hit the crossbar and came off
Yeah.
the goalkeeper. So they were saying that could remove the assist.
Nah. I mean, yes, controversy, good discord, but nah,
Yeah.
I don't think anything's coming out of it. Hopefully, let him keep the record. He played really well this year. He earned it, to be honest
Well,
with
he
you.
was the Premier League Player of the Year,
He totally
which
earned that. You know what I mean? To be honest.
So can we say that he single-handedly helped turn Man United around?
no.
I'd still give
who
it to
else?
Garrick.
Carrick?
I still give it to Garrick.
I
do. I personally
Well,
do.
when Carrick came in, Bruno played better.
Yeah.
I don't think
No.
Bruno wanted to play under him. I think he didn't like him.
He played better. I don't. They were in what, 5th place when Amorim was fired?
No, yeah,
No, they were lower.
No, they were lower.
They were definitely lower.
I don't know that
But
they
that
were.
wasn't.
They were like 13th, 12th. Right?
But that
No,
wasn't.
no.
No, but that wasn't the thing, though. The
What
thing
place?
it was I mean, the way I looked at it, like you said, for the giving credit off, it's just the attitude of play. Like, you know what I mean? They just
All right, so
became a better
January
team
5th.
altogether.
I just want to see. We'll go back to the article. Maybe it'll
Yeah.
say like what place they're in. We'll keep talking. We can while I'm looking. But for Brighton, this was an embarrassing close to a tough season, or to an up and down season, I should say.
I want to say it was a showing of the entirety. It was a microcosm of that season.
They were in 6th place.
Okay.
So not that bad. Still.
And I remember saying that. I'm like, I liked Amorim. I think he was a little bit too stubborn to his style. I think the problems, honestly, are more well above him with Radcliffe and everything else going on. But yeah, I remember saying like, they're doing better, but it's not like they were down all the way on the bottom, and now they're fighting for Champions League.
but that was
they
the thing.
were until Amorim turned it around. Because I remember at one point in time, they were like 13th, 14th.
Yeah.
They were
But
down there with Spurs.
And they were in that.
And that's when I was calling for, hey, maybe now's the time with an international break. Give the new
exactly.
manager a couple weeks.
Because our point wasn't the fact that they were low on the table. Our point was the fact that they were just playing like a low table team because they kept afloat out of the competitive nature of this season.
Yeah.
It wasn't because they were worthy of being 6. It was results were just kind of playing out and nobody was getting ahead of each other. And once Carrick came in, they actually got the results to catapult them into top third and gain, some distance between the teams. But up until that point, yes, they were 6, but they were in a pack of like 8 teams within 3 points of each other. So they could be 6 or they could have been 13. And that was like our argument at that point. They were just not getting anywhere.
Yeah. So all right. So with
So good for them,
the Brighton loss, Bournemouth is guaranteed 6th place. I'm going to jump around a little bit from our layout here. So there were 2 other results that needed to happen if Bournemouth were to get into Champions League. They were already guaranteed Europa League. One of which was Liverpool beating Brentford at home. This was Mo Salah's last game. This was Andy Robertson's last game for Liverpool. It started off pretty well. Curtis Jones in the 57th minute. And before that, Liverpool were taking it to Brentford.
Yes.
And then shortly after the goal, Kevin Schade of Brentford scored. Very nice goal, 63rd minute. And all things level, that's how it ended. So, obviously, regardless of anything else that happened the rest of the weekend, the dream for Bournemouth to be in Champions League was squashed. But back to Liverpool. Now, obviously, the end of an era. I acknowledge he's a good player. I was never one of these guys that, like, I'm not a Mo Salah fan. I don't know. We've talked about this.
Yes,
you know, there's some players or some teams that, like,
just you don't
get it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do it for you. And for me, Mo Salah is that guy. I know he works his ass off. He plays very well. Scores goals in boatloads. Just didn't do it for me. So, but it is truly the end of an era for Liverpool.
And as successful as it was, there was a thing that was always very clear with Salah's tenure in Liverpool. He was the guy.
The man, yeah.
There was no contradicting it. There was no questioning. Anytime somebody kind of threatened the position.
Just ask Luis Diaz. Just ask Sadio Mane.
Yeah, like, you know, there are so many players that fell victim to it.
Darwin Nunez. I mean, Darwin had some of his own doings in that also.
But it was mostly Salah. Like, every time a player will challenge that authority, that level of hierarchy, it just came crashing down, and that was not a good thing for Liverpool. It was okay while he was delivering, and he was a very tippy top, and nobody can touch his skills because he was that skill. But once he became not a middle of the pack, but not a super mega star standing alone, the team went down. And so it is necessary for him to leave. Like you said, a lot of success, a lot of gratefulness from the Liverpool fans, but this has to happen. And it's not. I do have a little bit of a grudge because of the Lucha thing with Liverpool, but it's not because of that.
Honestly,
that was a huge mistake.
Gone very well for Diaz after the fact. So,
but yes, it is time. Even Ange, like we talk about, coach and everybody. I don't know. Maybe it's
Arne Slot.
Arne Slot.
Yeah. I know you meant.
Maybe it's a tie. Maybe
for
it's
everyone
a
tie. in radio world, I wanted to make sure they knew who you were talking about.
Thank you, sir.
So 1-1 draw. Liverpool are now finished the season in 5th place. Brentford in 9th, just outside of Europe.
So close.
One of the other results that was potentially important to Bournemouth, Man City hosting Aston Villa. It was just announced earlier in the week that this would be Pep Guardiola's last match in charge after 10 years at Man City. In addition to that, the final match at City for Bernardo Silva and John Stones. I don't know if any of you guys caught it either during the match or after. Ederson came back to watch the game.
Yes.
Ilkay Gundogan was there, so a lot of the old players.
No, and they gave him his time too after the match. They gave Pep like at least 10-15 minutes for him to like.
Well, it was also
farewell.
It was also the last match of the home game, so the
right. It was at the Etihad.
Yeah. So it was a big celebration.
And their newest star, Antoine Semenyo, kicked off the scoring in the 22nd minute from Bournemouth. You're welcome. And just, again, at that point, at the half, we thought, okay, we need a Liverpool win. We need Man City win. We need Brighton to lose or just not get as good a result. At halftime, Brighton was down 2-0.
Yep.
Man City was winning 1-0. And Liverpool, Brentford were tied. I'm like, we just need a Liverpool goal, and we are in the clear. Going to Champions League. Bring on Bayern Munich. Bring on Real Madrid. Bring them all on. And a brace from Ollie Watkins, 46th and 61st minute.
So I
And
guess
Villa turned that result around.
the tin hat theory doesn't work.
Yeah.
Well, once again, just one of those games where like you thought it was going to go one complete other way.
I was looking on the socials, and a lot of even the Villa players were like, I guess the secret is just playing with a hangover, because they're still celebrating from their European title,
And they crushed.
and they came back at the Etihad to win 2-1.
Ruining Pep's goodbye.
Ruining Pep's goodbye. Although he did have a very nice speech, at the end. It was overall a cool thing.
The end of an era. This man changed English soccer for a little while.
So I was listening on the way in today. Say what you want about who the best Premier League manager of all time is. Is it Pep? Is it Wenger? Is it Ferguson? Do you go back further to the pre-Premier League era? Whatever, But the Pep Guardiola changed the way the game is played and managed.
Well, here's the funny
more
thing,
so than anyone in this era.
Here's the funny thing. It feels like Pep has been around a really long time.
Yeah.
And in reality, too, some of the coaches we've seen in the past,
nothing.
he really hasn't.
No.
He started. Wenger was still coaching Arsenal.
Yeah.
Like that's how weird this his tenure with Man City has felt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
10 years. 10 years at Man City.
It's not like you said. It's not a time thing. It's a significance.
Yeah.
thing.
Right.
He was so significant as soon as he came in. And yes, he brought that whole Barcelona, total football type philosophy, but he just made it his own and perfected it, and it just, like they say, revolutionized soccer until now. Until we're seeing the new guard. There is this new coach. There is a new set of rules that the game is played by now. But during Pep's coaching time, bar none, that was the way to play. Everybody took on it.
And word is he's taking a sabbatical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Well,
deserves
I
it,
think
man.
he's already. I don't know if
did
it's
he?
been fully confirmed, but it's essentially been announced that he is taking on a kind of a leadership role across City Football Group.
Oh, cool.
So,
All right.
But
But again, and that was one of those things that he hung his cleats and literally picked up the clipboard immediately after. So that's why he feels that he's been around for so long, because his transition was just so smooth and
there's outside he did take, I believe, a 1-year sabbatical, I think, between Barcelona and Bayern Munich.
I think so.
But outside of that,
so
he obviously not only has he always been managing, but he's always been in the upper echelon. It's not like,
no matter what.
With even under Ferguson, Man U would have every once in a while a bad year here or there. Under Wenger, Arsenal would have maybe a bad year here or there. I think I don't think there's been a single year where Pep Guardiola has managed that they haven't been the top 3 in the league.
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing, because technically, yes, last year was his worst year.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yes, congratulations to Pep. Earn every accolade, every recognition they give him, every award
I look forward to him coming back to manage NYCFC next year.
Let's fucking go.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, who knows? Maybe they sent them down this way to colonize the Americas.
City Football Group.
Sorry,
He's got an apartment in Manhattan.
Strong of a word, but that's what's happening.
All right, jumping back now, we'll go back to the Nottingham Forest match hosting AFC Bournemouth. An early goal from Morgan Gibb-White in the first half, canceled out by Marcus Tavernier in the 53rd minute. And that's how that one would end.
Couple of close calls.
Couple of close calls, yeah. You're right. But 18 straight unbeaten to close out the season.
Yeah.
So literally one match less than the entire second half of the season without a loss. A lot of draws, but
just as many draws.
It's when you're someone in in the socials basically took those draws and said if you balance them out to equal amount wins and losses, they only pick up another point or two in the grand scheme of things. So the fact that Bournemouth, sometimes it's just keeping that momentum. We didn't play great, but you didn't beat us.
We briefly talked about it, I think last year, about when it comes to keeping a streak alive. You know what I mean? It's never going to be all wins. It's damn near impossible no matter where you play. I mean, Bayern Munich did it in Germany for a little while, but even that was impossible. And they are leagues ahead of most of the other teams in their country. So for Bournemouth and all these teams that have streaks, those results count so much more, not in the sense of the table and in the points, but we can get these results. So these years, they're ties.
Yep.
You know, the one year, we talked about it a couple of years ago with Arsenal.
Last year.
Last year's.
Yep.
All those ties were ties, and that's why they were second.
Yeah.
This year, those ties were victories.
Yeah.
That's the next step. So Bournemouth, with this long streak of good results, gives that confidence, that belief in that hierarchy as a team to be like, well, these years we tie them, next year we're freaking winning this.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And
We're getting 5 more points, 6 more points. That's Europe.
With that result, Bournemouth have, for the second consecutive year under Iraola, broken their points record. This is by far, by far their highest finish ever.
Oh, yeah.
This is their first year ever qualifying for European play.
Nice.
And just to, let's see, I was looking this up a little bit last night, and some of this will go into my one for the road.
Yep.
But some of the teams that have qualified for the league phase in the Europa League, where Bournemouth could be going: AC Milan, Juventus, Real Sociedad,
Good teams.
Bayer Leverkusen, Olympique Marseille, Stade de Rennes, AZ in the Netherlands. So, you know, a lot of teams that are historic powers that are, you know, but from everyone that I'm seeing in that competition,
it's good competition.
It's good competition, but it's winnable competition also.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, that probably brings me to the next question for you, and it's probably going to be a hard discussion. Is where do they go from here? Right, you're going into like you just said, your coach
we're
just brought
winning
you
the Premier League next year.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. If you told me Iraola was staying, I would say, okay, maybe they're fighting for Champions League. Yeah. But now you're telling me that the coach that broke your points record twice in a row is gone. You're now into Europe for the first time. You're now hitting 2 different uncharted territories that is going to hit you hard.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
They do have players that have played in Europe.
Okay.
And the new incoming manager, Marco Rosa, has managed in Europe over and over again.
Okay.
He was at Salzburg in Red Bull Salzburg in Austria, who is a serial champion. I mean, in his 114 matches at Salzburg, he won 81 of them.
Yes.
114 matches, a goal differential of plus 181.
Dortmund, 36-4.
At Mönchengladbach, I don't believe they were in Europe. I could be wrong on that. At Borussia Dortmund, obviously, you have a serial Champions League team.
Yeah.
At RB Leipzig, when he was there, they were in Champions League year in, year out. They might have had 1 year in the Europa League. So, but if there is a knock on Iraola,
was that like
for next year? He's never been there. So you know, it's what everyone's been saying about Michael Carrick at Man U, and that's, you know, supposedly one of the reasons why it took so long for United to give him the permanent job is
no experience.
Okay, what is he going to do when he's playing domestically and in Europe? How is he going to balance all that? So now we have a manager who operates under a similar style as Iraola.
Okay, yeah.
And has that CV under him of managing in European competition.
So maybe the way, you know, administration and maybe even Iraola looked at it was like, yeah, I got him here. It's time for me to move on, and you guys find somebody that can do it.
I mean, I don't know. Not that he's anti-Bournemouth. Obviously, nowhere near that. But I don't. When you make the decision that Iraola made, I don't think you give a shit about, you know, okay, I hope they bring in someone else good. Like, I don't think that's factoring into his equation whatsoever.
Really?
He's doing what he needs to do for himself, for his wife, his family, and maybe down the road for his career. I don't think you can't worry about who the club brings in next.
Not necessarily who they.
Do you think Pep Guardiola? I mean, yes, he made comments like he hopes, you know, he'll talk with them and this, that, but he's not going to stay there for another year because they can't find someone to retire. You know what I mean?
That would not be the case, but the interest, like, there is a lot of behind closed doors type situations, and that is just a reality of sports and personalities.
Yeah.
So I might believe, the same as Pep said, I wish they also talk to the people behind, because these men does care about the team.
Of course.
That is what is a successful. That's why he's a successful coach. So maybe there was an agreement one way or another, but we were asking of what are they going to do next year.
Yeah.
I truly believe they focus up on what they're doing. Yes, they go play. Yes, they got a coach that has experience in Europe. But again, I don't think that is going to be their focus, their goal, or any kind of like deep interest on doing anywhere
I
there.
think
It's a learning curve. They're going to go play the games they play. If they win them and they keep going, then we worry about it when we get there. But I think they want to sustain what they're doing in the league right now.
I think a big factor will be, I think a big factor will be, one, who they're able to keep and bring in this summer.
Yep.
And I think two will be, guys, by the way, I apologize. My allergies have been like
Killing
all over the place. So I still have like that perpetual hairball in my throat. But I think the other factor will be when the draw comes out, which I believe is not until maybe late August.
Yeah, we still got a long time to go.
Because they have all the, qualification, for the qualifying round starts in like 2-3 weeks during the World Cup.
Yeah.
So let me see. Let me bring back the Europa League here. Schedule. The draw for the league phase is August 28th. So, yeah, the first leg of qualifying is July 9th.
Yep.
Which is in the middle of the World Cup.
Eliminations.
But I think a big factor in that will be possibly who they draw in the league, and maybe more importantly, who they draw for their away matches in the league. If their away matches are, Spain, France, Italy, Netherlands, Belgium, teams that are relatively close geographically, I think they can push more toward it. But when you're playing on a Thursday in Azerbaijan, and then you have to get back and play domestically on a Sunday, that's where the problems happen. So I think it's twofold. It's personnel-wise, who do we bring in and who do we keep? And then, they're regardless, it's 8 more matches at minimum. They're going to have to beef up the roster. But on top of that, it's where are we, is it an extra 2,000 miles of travel over those 4 away games, or is it an extra 15,000 miles, depending on where you're going? So I think that will be a second aspect of factoring in
True.
where they put their eggs, collectively. So, all right, beyond that, the other 2 matches that had potentially some drama in them were the West Ham match and the Tottenham match. Both teams were home. Tottenham needed a draw or a win to stay safe. West Ham needed to win and a Tottenham loss to get out of the relegation zone and overtake Spurs. West Ham did their part, a handily 3-0 win over Leeds United. Goals from Tati Castellanos, Jared Bowen, and in second half stoppage time from Callum Wilson. So they did their thing. And then over to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The hero from their last win, Joao Palhinha, scores in the 42nd minute, and despite an onslaught of shot attempts from Everton, great play from Spurs goalkeeper Kinski. And Spurs held on to the 1-0 victory.
That's the statue they need.
You saw. I will say, listen. I don't think they should have ever been in this position, but between Kinski and De Zerbi as a manager, they did. Those two did incredibly well to keep them up. And I don't know.
They pulled it out of their ass.
Naz, I don't know if you caught this at all, but there are videos going around of from Arsenal not from Arsenal, but from Crystal Palace Stadium after the Crystal Palace Arsenal match of Declan Rice watching the scoreboard and seeing when West Ham were relegated, and he definitely he was distraught. I mean, he had a long career at West Ham, so I have no horse in that race between Arsenal and West Ham and Tottenham and any of the London clubs. I have no reason to like or dislike Declan Rice, but it was nice to see that he had just won, basically the crowning achievement in club football for him with a Champions League final in the horizon, and he's worried about you know, his former club staying up, which I thought was a nice touch.
Yeah, I mean,
that probably goes a little bit unreported.
Yeah, we've talked about it quite a bit throughout. I mean, again, West Ham's been down at the bottom fighting for quite a while. They have nobody to blame but themselves. Had they won any of the 3 games that they lost over the last 5, they'd be above Spurs right now.
That is true.
Had they had won the Newcastle game, you know, they have nobody to blame but themselves.
Of a game. Yeah, no, I mean, you got the future in your hands. You let it slip, but still, you know what I mean. Between for the Premier League, for the EPL, yes, great thing that Spurs stayed up because good for business. Business are good. For Spurs, horrible that they're in this position 2 years in a row.
I mean, like
the worst that can happen for any organization.
I know they have quality players. So it has been reported finally now. Excuse me, Andy Robertson from Liverpool.
Yeah.
And Marco Senesi from Bournemouth will be going to Spurs. The reason a lot of those deals were not announced is because they were contingent on staying up. So if Spurs were relegated, obviously those deals would have crashed and burned.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but even with those additions, I've been saying it for what seems like 2 years now. There is something systemic going on at Spurs.
Yes.
I don't think adding good quality players necessarily changes that.
Nope.
I don't know.
So
you gotta take the offices and burn them down.
We said the same thing. Like, look at United last year, right? United was also 16th, 17th last year, and now they're in 3rd. So who knows?
Yeah,
who knows? Maybe.
But there were changes.
But
there were small changes,
and United
until the Carrick moment that kind of built up that transition.
Bringing Cunha and Mbeumo,
Benjamin Sesko,
and Mbeumo did start as forward.
Yeah, they changed all 3 people up front.
Yeah. And sometimes that's kind of like
I don't like Bruno Fernandes, but he is an extremely good player. He brings quality.
But he's been there
I know, but he you need
Casemiro left, didn't he?
No, Casemiro is leaving. He had Casemiro had like 10 goals this year. It's crazy.
Well, they pulled out a lot of players. What they Rashford left.
Yep.
Who else left?
Garnacho
left to Chelsea. Yep. Yep.
So those are the things, Tottenham hasn't done anything like that, I guess. Maybe but it's just more haphazard.
Well, they got rid of.
Doesn't mean a purpose to anything that Tottenham has done.
Kane left and Son left, and it was like after that,
free fall, man. They took out their 2 strikers and they went to hell. Arsenal brought 3 good strikers and they ended up
United. One.
United.
I was like, Arsenal brought in 1.
Arsenal.
You can sit there and try to pinpoint what the difference changer was. Maybe it was. He scored over 20 goals this season.
Yeah.
But when it comes to that, like just a small comparison between the crisis that United was at the same time as Tottenham and how United did came a little bit ahead. They recovered better. Tottenham, like you said, is just systemic in their offices. That like the ownership is all that drama that they get themselves into, and there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of public opinions and things like that, and that is just toxic. Like you said, it's just a toxic situation that has to be corrected, or they're in the same boat next year. Like are they gonna become that because the Wolves are not there, Burnley's not there, and West Ham is not there.
Yeah. And
the other teams are showing up. So like, what's happening?
I there's technically another talking point on this game. What happened to Everton? 5 weeks ago, they were in Europa spots.
Yep.
What happened?
Yeah.
That was mind blowing.
They drew Chelsea, which was 4 weeks ago.
Yep.
Which made people think, okay, cool. We can turn this around.
Yep. And no, lost. It just went down.
And they're sitting in 13th, which is where they were fighting relegation several years. What changed that they went from fighting for Europe? We thought they were going to finish in Europe. They were playing strong.
Right.
They were playing strong. They were winning. They were doing everything right. New stadium and everything. And then the last 5 weeks, a switch got
the new stadium cursed though. They just couldn't get it done in there. They got intimidated.
All right, so with that, our final Premier League table of the 25-26 season, rather, in first place is Naz. Would you like to do the honors?
Champions, Arsenal.
Arsenal, the Gunners.
85 points
Are the
for
winners.
Arsenal. Second place, Man City on 78. Third, Man United on 71. Aston Villa in fourth on 65. Liverpool fifth on 60. Bournemouth in sixth for Europa League in 57. Sunderland in seventh, also Europa League on 54. Brighton in the Conference League on 53, just by goal differential over Brentford in ninth, also on 53. Rounding out the top half, Chelsea on 52 in 10th. Then to the bottom half, Fulham in 11th on 52. Newcastle in 12th on 49. Everton in 13th on 49. Leeds in 14th on 47. And Palace in 15th on 45. 16th is Nottingham Forest on 44 points. Spurs, the last safe team, in 17th on 41. And going down is West Ham in 18th on 39, Burnley 19th on 22, and Wolves in last on 20 points. While we're talking about that,
Yeah, I mean, it just once again it just goes to show you that you had 4 teams that were in Europe last year or this season,
And they're not.
and they're in the bottom half.
No longer there.
It's just crazy.
joining the Premier League
Huge
next
competition.
season will be Coventry City, Ipswich Town back again.
That's impressive. That was the funny thing because Ipswich Town was one of the smallest clubs to actually make it back into the Premier League. That was the thing, and now they even though they left, they're coming right back
Coming
around.
right back again.
And from the playoff, 6th place, Hull City does make it through.
Incredible.
They won their playoff match against Middlesbrough.
I don't know how I feel about the playoff. It's kind of rough.
Yeah, I mean,
Like Millwall does all that, loses out on second by 1 point, and then has to do 2 playoff games to make it into the Premier League.
I mean, what I will say is, this is they've known about this all along.
Of course.
I think deep down, a lot of the clubs I think do like it because.
But if they have a playoff for the one that comes up, why don't they have a playoff for the one that goes down?
Well,
The
listen,
last-
The last 4.
Oh, never mind that.
Why aren't Palace, Nottingham Forest, Spurs, and West Ham playing for bottom third?
Or you do what the Bundesliga does, where the 18th place team plays the third place team of the championship.
Yeah, Millwall
for the
versus
second
Spurs.
division.
And
So
you
it would have
get
been.
it.
It
Oh,
would have been,
yeah.
No, I think it would have been Millwall against West Ham. But yeah. But anyway, our way too early predictions. What do we think? Top 4, champion and top 4 for Premier League next year. Where are we at?
Champion in top 4 for the next year.
For next year.
That is wild. Let me go ask chat right now.
No, come on. I want to ask Diego.
Well, speaking of chat,
Diego. All right. Damn.
did you already ban him?
No, I did not.
I can't see anything on him for some reason.
I'll do it.
Top 4, depending on the end of the year. I mean, Liverpool doesn't seem to raise up. So let's say we keep the top 4 the way they are and see who can take them down.
Do you think
Liverpool doesn't look good. Honestly, they have the team, but they're not competing like that. Not the way I see it. Bournemouth is gonna have a lot in their plate, so you know what I mean. I might see a dip, depending on how much do they focus on Europe. Sunderland, Brighton. I actually see Chelsea maybe coming up and taking Aston Villa's place. So my top 4 will be the same 4, except Chelsea instead of Aston Villa.
Okay.
Arsenal, City. Who wins?
Listen,
Who wins out of all of them? I actually think we might have a surprise. I can't pinpoint, but I want to say maybe Man United can look really, really, really good next year.
Naz, what do you think?
I don't know. It depends on who departs Arsenal in the offseason.
That's what I'm saying.
We know it's
Because Arsenal is losing a lot of key players like cornerstone.
not necessarily no, because a lot of their key players that they're losing this year were on the bench this season.
Oh, well, true.
Martinelli got Trossard started over Martinelli.
Yeah, you're right.
Victor Gyökeres and Kai Havertz started over Gabriel Jesus.
You're right.
Right. So it all depends on who ends up leaving. Who's right. Ben White. Right. We'll get Timber back. Right. Is Saliba staying? Is Gabriel staying? I'm pretty sure they might I think they'll
I
stick
think
around.
Timber might leave though.
No.
I think Timbers
I think he
stays.
stays. Yeah. I think they signed Hincapié to a full because again he was on loan.
They have to, yeah.
He was on loan. Yeah.
They have to keep him.
Calafiori, obviously, they just got him. He stays. So there's really nobody that Odegaard, I think, leaves.
Yeah.
I think Odegaard leaves, yes. But again, at that point, you already brought in Eze. You have Miles Lewis-Skelly doing the exact same role. You have Ben Rice.
You have Max Dowman.
You have Max Dowman, who's
again,
coming
still
up. Again,
very
still
young, but
But
imagine
he
the
reminds you
future.
of Saka. He's one of those that, like, he comes in, he plays, and it'll take him 5 years to get to that
but
man
once
of
he
the
gets
match.
there, it's going to
Yeah.
be great.
But so in my opinion, and as much as I want to say it's hard to do back-to-backs, but yet for some god-awful reason we see the same team winning it 6 or 7 times in a row. All right, City in this year, United in the years before.
Yep. You think Arsenal goes back to back?
If they can keep the squad together and tweak some things, I think they can take it again. I'll be completely honest. I don't see City taking second.
I agree.
I see them dropping down because I don't know how well Enzo Maresca is going to fit with that line. Again, it's Pep's lineup. They're losing some key players. We don't know who's staying, who's going, what they're bringing
soccer,
in.
they're even going to be playing after
Correct.
this. Yeah.
United with Carrick, I would have believed that they would finish higher than. I think they take second. My issue is, like he said, in Europe. Is Europe going to get in the way of
them,
Carrick being able to focus on the Premier League? And then I think it's going to be a 4-way tie for Villa, Liverpool, Chelsea. Spurs might be able to run right because you can't really like label them out. You know?
Yeah, you can rule him out. I put Chelsea at fourth because out of all the things, all the crises that have been happening amongst those leftover teams, they are the ones who have seemingly the easiest solution for it.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean? Like they just gotta stop getting in their own damn way.
Maybe even Villa comes back because, like, again, it's
Villa.
Emery's staying.
I think Villa falls off.
I'm a Villa hater.
You think that's it for them?
I don't think that's it for them. I think
they go back to their original
I
6th,
think
7th, 8th
for
places.
a team. I mean, they've had a great couple years really.
Yeah.
I think they're not a team that has the quality and depth to sustain this for multiple years, playing 50, 60 games a year.
Now you're playing the big games nowadays.
And
you know what I mean?
now these guys have made a deep European run. A lot of them will be in the World Cup. They're all in this shop window.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not just being in Champions League. They'll go to another Champions League team and make triple the money.
Yeah.
And there you go.
They scored 3 on
And
you.
I feel like we're gonna have another. Again, knock on wood, it could be absolutely demolished, but we could have another midway fight for 6th through 15th.
No,
it could be crazy.
No. When it goes to the league, I believe that is the status quo for the next. I want to say 2 or 3 years, and it's going to be great for all of us. Great cinema soccer type deal. You know what I mean? Great fights in the middle of the table because it's just way too even right now. The level of play, and since our beautiful debate a couple days ago, I still agree with it though. Like currently, the level of competition in this league, bar none, exciting to see, top of the world, and I'm here for it. You know what I mean?
So that was going to be my one for the road, but I did put into AI the question. Overall, what leagues were the best, and they separated it into 3 categories. Of the 3 categories, the winners were the Premier League, the Italian League, and the Spanish League.
Yeah.
What were the categories, if you remember?
History, revenue, and championships. One. External championships, one outside of their leagues.
Yep. All right.
So Premier League was the one on revenue. Being the most popular, the most watched.
There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
You had Italy being the historical one.
Yep.
And you had Spanish being the one where the more trophies were won outside of the
Madrid,
Madrid and Barcelona. And again, like you guys said, of the earlier Spanish clubs winning, again, Sevilla winning Europa like 4 or 5 times.
Right.
So those were the 3.
By the way, Deportivo La Coruña I believe got promoted, so they're back in La Liga.
Let's go. So La Coruña. I'm sorry. You said it, bro. That was one of those 90s teams that was dominated. It
98, 99.
somehow
Yeah.
disappear, bro.
The Arsenal was known for getting players. Oh, was it Nacho Monreal came
See?
from
Yeah. Sorry.
yeah.
So I agree. I think Arsenal repeat. I think Chelsea second.
Nice.
Xabi Alonso, I think they have the pieces there.
Even after that in they had.
Because of that, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
he did right the ship after Rossignol leaving.
And that's the thing.
The last 5 to 6 games,
But that's not Xabi Alonso.
it's not.
That's the
Oh no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
That's the
Xavi's
answer.
coming.
Callum McFarlane.
So, like, that's the thing.
So
Out of all the
okay,
teams,
okay.
that's the one that
I think
easiest fix.
Chelsea can right the ship under Xabi Alonso. I
Yeah,
also
Xavi's
think,
great, yeah.
to the point that we've all been making, there are so many other question marks with the rest of the top of the table. Yeah. And honestly, I do think Arsenal keeps most of it together. But
I'm extremely
for me,
skeptical. I'm extremely
that's my
skeptical
biggest
because I also
reason.
feel like I'll be as an honest player. As an honest fan, I want to say, I feel like Arsenal might also turn into the. We won last year.
Yeah. No,
our foot's off the gas.
Right.
You know, essentially how you kind of saw Liverpool this year.
I do think though, just his own personality and coming from the Pep Guardiola, mold, I don't think that happens with Arteta and Arsenal. My opinion.
Yeah.
So I think it's Arsenal, then Chelsea, United third, Bournemouth fourth.
Oh!
Bournemouth.
That's a big homer pick.
Is that a wish or is that a expectation?
A little bit of
No,
in between.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Yeah.
So,
¿Por qué no los
I
dos?
think Man City, between the personnel losses on the field and Pep Guardiola and just the uncertainty, again, we'll talk about the 115-pound elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Who knows what they're going to be.
Arsenal won. Everybody can get their brains off of the 115.
So
that's essentially what's going to happen.
You have that with Man City.
Yes.
I said before, I don't think Villa can sustain this, playing this many competitions with that squad for this long. Liverpool, if there were a team that, instead of Bournemouth, I think Liverpool, Florian Wirtz had his moments. I think he comes good with a full offseason.
Isaac gets a full season under
Ekitike, Isak.
Yeah.
My issues with them, Virgil van Dijk is a year older.
Yeah, They need to reshape the defense. That's and that's probably what they'll do now.
100%.
Yeah.
So but that's honestly more so than thinking Bournemouth will get better. I think everyone else above them is going to get worse. And they'll kind of, again, it's Marco Senesi is out. Enes Unal is probably gone, but he, in terms of big time quality players that are making an impact, it's Senesi is maybe the only one.
I'm totally here for it. I was the crazy guy who said that Bournemouth was going to end up above the 10th place, and it worked out. It was much higher than I thought. I thought it was going to be like 9th.
I thought they'd come
something.
in 13th. So
yeah. Same as Chad. ChatGPT said the same thing. Remember we talked about it, and they're like, 13 for Bournemouth.
On that note, we're over an hour. We still have plenty of show to cover. So
shit, I gotta go to work.
Let's take a quick break, and we will be right back in a minute, guys. Stay tuned.
Oh damn! I think you might have to finish the last piece.
All right, welcome back to A Soccer Fan Walks Into a Bar. I've got Diego and Naz right beside me. We are fully complete with the Premier League and the week abroad. Jeez, I can't even remember our own segments anymore. And here we are for 100 Miles to Home, our coverage of professional soccer here locally. Some MLS action. Nashville SC, red hot Nashville SC, might I add. They are currently top of the East, hosting New York City Football Club, and Nashville had a 2-1 victory. Jason Palacios in the 16th, a Nico penalty in the 22nd, and then Maxwell Woledzi in the 48th for Nashville. And that's how that one ended. Honestly, I was not surprised by the result. It's actually a little bit closer than I would have thought.
Really?
Nashville's been 31 goals for Nashville in 14 matches.
Oh, they're dominating.
They are absolutely dominant. Only one loss so far in the year. Let's see, they're 33. They are leading the Supporter Shield standings. So again, no surprise there. New York Red Bulls traveled to Sporting Kansas City, who is the bottom team in the Western Conference. And Red Bulls, behind a Jorge Ruvalcaba brace in the first half, did win 2-1. Calvin Harris brought one back for Sporting in the second half. And as it stands, Red Bulls now up to 5th place in the East. 15 matches played, 22 points, and NYCFC with their loss down to 8th place on 19 points after.
Yeah, they had a
Where's
little
Philly?
tough.
Where's Philly? I can't see them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, seven points. They are
They're the worst in the league.
by far worst in the league.
One win.
Philly, boy. It's okay though.
Sorry, pair.
It's
All right,
okay.
over to the women's
Eagles
side.
are gonna win the Super Bowl next year.
Gotham was in action, but not in the NWSL. They were in the CONCACAF Women's Champions Cup.
Oh.
They played Club America in their semifinal, and let's be honest, they got the doors blown off. Scarlett Camberos with a hat trick, one in the first half before Esther scored for Gotham, and then Scarlett Camberos with 2 more.
But
Also,
that girl, Scarlett, sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
but that girl is really good. Have you
she's
seen
got
her
like
play?
40 or 50 goals for the Mexican national team.
She is incredible, bro.
Yeah.
And
oh my
then,
God. Like, I saw Esther. They play the same type of soccer.
yeah.
You know, kind of like on the sideline, speed, great drip. Oh my God,
And then
she's so good.
Eileen Alviles with the 4th goal for Club America. And then Gotham in the 3rd place match played against Pachuca. And Pachuca with 3 unanswered, 2-goal brace from Charlene Corral and Aline Gomes in the 84th minute.
It's not their year this year.
No. Well, you know, again, they've been struggling. They're slowly getting a little bit better, at least in the league. And my suspicion is maybe they did not, push too hard for this competition. But that's where it stands. In the USL Championship, back to the men, Rhode Island FC hosting Brooklyn FC. Rhode Island with a 4-1 victory. The Brooklyn goal from Chris Olney Jr. in the second half. And then in USL League One, FC Naples shuts out Westchester SC 1-0. And AV Alta FC shuts out New York Cosmos 4-0.
Whoa.
Wow.
So outside of Red Bulls beating up on the last place team in the West, not a great weekend for local teams here. Over to what's on tap. Again, we're into kind of championship season, so not a ton to talk about and not a ton to watch. But Wednesday afternoon, Crystal Palace hosting Rayo Vallecano in the Conference League Championship.
Let's go for the hard work.
So, for those of you that don't know, Rayo Vallecano was where Andoni Iraola was prior to coming to Bournemouth. So a little bit of a homecoming, so to speak, for fans of Iraola.
Yes.
if you're looking to watch that match. And then Saturday, 2 titles up for grabs. At 12 p.m., we will be right here. PSG hosting Arsenal in the UEFA Champions League final.
It pains me to say that I might not be able to watch here.
Oh.
My wife has hit me with the fact that she has to go to Syracuse for a wedding.
Okay.
From Thursday through
You're not
Saturday.
invited to the wedding?
No.
How?
Well, I have kids. There's no kids at the wedding. So I have Riley and Sadie this weekend. So I'll be here for the pour over, the morning.
But
then as soon as the pour over is over, I'll probably have to run home because again,
we will miss you.
Yes.
We shall now. We'll cheer for
Maybe
you.
I'll bring the kids. I don't know. It depends.
You never know.
Yeah.
All right. And then 8 p.m. In the CONCACAF Champions Cup, we have Toluca hosting Tigres. Should be an interesting one. 2 Mexican teams in the Champions Cup final. And now it is time. Naz, what do you have? Anything for One for the Road?
I do not. I know that they announced that Panathinaikos' new coach has been announced. I did not see who it was. It was some guy with probably a Scottish name. Hold on, I sent it to you guys in the.
You did send it. I forgot now.
Yes, it is Jacob Niestrup to become the club's new manager.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The only thing I'm waiting is the official signature.
All right. So I actually have a few for the road.
You do? I do too.
Okay, I'll do one. You do one. We'll go back and forth.
Let's go.
So it has been announced after an absolute dismal day yesterday for them. AC Milan, who was in 3rd place, or was it 4th? They needed a single point at home to clinch Champions League. Alexis Salamakers scores in the second minute of the game to go up 1-0 for Milan against, I believe it was Cagliari. They wind up losing 2-1. Yerry Mina was on the field.
Yes, sir.
And today it has been announced that manager Max Allegri, Tare, Furlani, basically the entire executive side of things has been fired. Pretty much everyone except for Zlatan Ibrahimovic have been fired. And now I'm seeing rumors of Andone Iraola maybe in the running to manage AC Milan for their Europa League campaign.
Hey, he likes the Rossonero.
He likes the red and black stripes.
Wherever he goes, Rossonero is the way.
Listen, I mean, you can kind of script it. If he goes there, then maybe Bournemouth maybe Milan comes to Bournemouth.
I actually think that would be incredible. Although I would love for it to be at San Siro because that stadium is on my bucket list to get
there
to.
You
so.
go.
All right, now Diego, what do you got?
Well, first of all, good news for American fans of Ryan Reynolds and his sporting group. Internacional de Bogotá made it all the way to the semifinals in the Colombian league, which great for them. First year as a full-fledged team, brand new name, brand new stuff. Really good. The best news for me personally, they got eliminated by Nacional de Medellín.
Nacional de Medellín.
Medellín. Atlético Nacional de Medellín. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the same.
We all know them as Atlético Nacional or just Nacional.
Nacional.
Los Verdes.
So they're playing the finals. So it's for all the marbles. 2 games, a 2-game like away and home type finals. So let's see.
Okay. I have my other one for the road, and this is not something I would normally follow, but now that Bournemouth is in Europa League, I'm very interested to see who else has been placed into it and where the chips will fall. So the Taça de Portugal, the Portuguese National Cup, the winner of that gets entry into Europa League.
Oh.
So yesterday, that cup final happened, and it was won by Torrense, who currently plays in the 2nd division of Portugal.
Oh my dear Lord!
So that's for funny. It has happened a couple times throughout history, but very rare that a second division team could be in Europe. Although they finished 3rd place in the 2nd division.
Got it.
They are due to play Casapia on May 28th in the 2nd leg of the promotion playoff.
All right, I gotta go, guys. Peace.
Okay, we'll miss you.
I do have one more.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
So the first leg was scoreless. So Torrense and Casapia will play in the 2nd leg after they finished 3rd in their division. So, and then for you, Naz.
Cesc Fabregas
has
taken Como
to
their first ever Champions League berth.
At the detriment of AC Milan. Yes. So Milan and Juventus are the 2 Italian teams now in Europa League as Como, which that would have been a great away day. Going to Lake Como. Oh, man, what a day. I may have never come back. Yeah. Rubbing elbows with Thierry Henry, and he's a part owner. I don't know if you knew that. Yep. Very good for Como and Cesc Fabregas.
So you're saying that my new favorite Italian team's got to be Como?
I think so.
Maybe.
I think so. TT will.
Cesc Fabregas, TT.
Yeah. The whole thing. All right. So anyway, that's gonna do it for us. Thank you guys once again for hanging out with us again on a Monday night. Thank you to Diego who had to leave. Thank you to Naz. Thank you to everyone that was in chat. Make sure we will be opening early Wednesday for the Conference League final, and we will certainly be here for the Champions League final. So please bring your friends, bring your family, bring your enemies, whoever it is.
Is it going to be another day of me just having Pear message me?
Probably. Although now you're playing with house money, so maybe you'll just look on it with revelry. But yes, at any rate, make sure you follow, like, share all of our stuff. Subscribe. A video is on Twitch and YouTube. Audio is Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Make sure you catch all of our social medias as well. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Again, I keep mentioning we do our daily World Cup national team intros. This evening on Monday will be Who do I have tonight? I think I have Uruguay.
Uruguay tonight.
But if you are listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcast, which is Tuesday morning, that one tonight's episode will be France. So we are really mowing down these national teams. We are almost there.
The second country that I saw.
Yes.
I'm
So
a
June
France fan.
11th is the official World Cup kickoff. We have a huge party planned for June 12th, the USA Paraguay game. So I think that about does it. Thank you guys again. Keep on sharing, keep on liking, keep on supporting, and we'll be here for all of eternity, supporting the beautiful game right here in the Hudson Valley with CDU Newburgh, guys. Thank